First, Mr. Hall,
Sir.
what do you think is most different than you taking a title of a master's or a mister's? What do you think is the difference you're testing?
Harder work, sir. Progressing on to being a master from a student gives me more responsibility. Hopefully I'll gain more respect and admiration from my students and from my instructor, Master Calcutt. Sir?
How you motivate yourself and you're over 60, how you continue pushing it?
My motivation, sir, is to prolong my health and prosperity.
I see. If you only look at it that way, then maybe any other exercise can be same benefit as what you're doing. You have any martial art give you different? Good. Geoffrey Chapman, what is the importance of instructor?
Pass the knowledge down, sir, all the way down to white belts from beginning right the way up to when they achieve their first down to black belts. It's just passing it on. It's just knowledge.
How you motivate your student? Your own idea of the motivational?
We just encouraging them, sir. Encourage them all the time. So every time they do something and they get it right, you encourage them. And then when they get it wrong, you take them, you explain to them what they've done wrong, and then you just try and then persevere and just keep encouraging them. So.
Kid, how you motivate yourself?
Myself, sir. The gradings motivate me, sir. Try and work towards the next goal, always setting goals for myself.
What do you think you're going to be different, the 4th degree and 5th degree going to be?
Just more experience, sir.
You've been training almost like 21 years.
Sir.
How you continue pushing yourself? You have your own club or you just only taking the lessons?
I teach Mr. Hall's club, sir.
You have your own school. How you motivate your student?
Setting goals, sir, setting gradings, and helping them work towards their goals.
Mrs. Calcutt?
Yes, sir.
Why you want to testing your injury in the back and you can hardly move it? What is the purpose you want to do that to the testing for you?
Sir, because I wanted to grade with yourself. Because I've never graded.
Can you speak a little louder?
It's because I never ever graded with yourself, and I wanted the opportunity to grade with you. And I've been trying to go for my grading for the last 2 years, trying to make sure I set myself a goal. And then obviously I got injured in September, but I pushed myself. So.
You have any difficulty to training for the whatever amount of time you spend it? You're almost just training with Master Calcutt as your husband, 18 years.
Yes, sir.
What is your motivational for the continued training?
I usually set myself a goal so I become a grade, and that's my motivation really, just keep training and training.
You helping Master Calcutt or you have your own student?
I've got Master Calcutt as well, sir. I have a little class with little ninjas, and Master Calcutt helps me as well.
How you motivate your student?
Set themselves goals and make it fun lessons for them and stuff.
What do you think the importance of the instructor?
The important is just set yourself a goal and get your students to that sort of goal as well, and keep pushing them.
Mrs. Zakalis,
Yes, sir.
you training 13 years, so what is the most valuable things that you learned from Taekwondo?
From Taekwondo, it just helps me to push harder, sir. To focus, to help me to concentrate, especially challenges to remember and memorize all the patterns and forms and keep them straight. Learning the WTF and ITF, challenging myself this way, not just the one we do in class, but going outside and watching what you have put onto your DVD, sir.
What is you think the importance of instructor?
as an instructor, I feel that we have to lead by example, to challenge ourselves as I put myself through testing, so I can become a better instructor for the students I have under me. And I put them under pressure, so I thought I should put myself under pressure as well.
What do you think the difference, second degree, now you've been injured the knee, you're out for the many years, then now you're backing into it again. How you overcome your obstacle?
Well, I just have to step away and allow the healing process to begin. So I knew in my heart that I was going to come back to Taekwondo. And so I had to just focus on with my family and with what God has called me to do, and just focus on what He wants me to lead for this time. For the 2 years I was gone, working with the students I have at my high school, taking them into Cambodia and the mission trip. I had to focus all that time and energy and the fundraising that was involved. So I couldn't like split my attention. I had to prepare and to plan and to just step forward in that way. As the healing process, was getting stronger, I also joined my son to take jiu-jitsu. And I'm not just one to sit on the side. I have to continue to press forward and to learn and get stronger. And it's a time that we can, grow together and learn and to have that mother-son time in our relationship. Sir?
Meaning of Gebet.
Gebek is about the great general of the Parche dynasty. The diagram represents a severe and strict military discipline, has 44 motions, sir. And in history, what I've been reading, what I've learned is that the Parche dynasty was battling against the northern kingdom of Kojiro. And during that time, Gebek, he was winning the war with Kojiro and the Silla. They teamed up together, but then the Silla dynasty in the south decided they wanted to take over the whole Korean peninsula. So Gebek was outnumbered, and just to say this, the fate of his family, he killed his wife and children because it would have been terrible if the enemies had captured them. And so the Parche dynasty, together with Kojiro, they teamed up, and it was like they just turned each other around. And then Silla, General Yusen, had to go and get the Tang dynasty involved so they can unite all the kingdoms of Korea, sir.
Generally, you're reading what is the purpose they put it on the meanings.
The meanings, each pattern states a heroic figure in Korean history and instances of things that we've learned in the past and things that we can emulate and to follow, sir. It also helps us to relate to them because everyone experienced triumphs and struggles, in our journey in Taekwondo. And the lessons emerged are universal. And again, we just want to honor those that have laid down the foundation in the past.
Mr. Ho, meaning of Godam.
Kodang, sir. Kodang is a pseudonym of the patriarch Chung Man-sik, who devoted his entire life to furthering the education of Korea and its independence movement. The 39 movement, sir, refers to the number of times that he was in prison and his birthplace on the 39th degree latitude, sir.
Good. Mr. Chairman, meaning of Chungjiang.
Chungjiang, 52 movements, sir. Chungjiang is named after the great general Kim Dok-rong of the Yi dynasty, sir. About 400 years ago. This pattern ends with a left-hand attack, symbolises his regrettable death at the age of 27 in prison, sir. Having no chance to show his full capabilities, sir.
Mr. Kidd, meaning of Urchi.
Olji is named after Olji Munda, 7th century AD. Diagram represents the surname, sir.
Why you have to be tell the student to memorize the meaning of patterns?
To draw inspiration from Korean figures from Korean history, sir.
You can give it a little bit more detail. If you look at a student handbook, they give it a paragraph, the meanings. Really, you can explain to your student a little bit better.
Sir.
That's not only purpose just of teaching them the history. You can't teaching to your student for the one person's individual name for the teaching history. Just the basic idea of the memorization is teach the human struggling and the person who devote his life to the country, loyalty to showing, discipline to showing. People even Quebec, General Quebec he's going out to the battlefield. He's shown to his country for his commitment he will die. He's not going to be retreat back to his home. That's why he don't want his families go under the enemy. Then he killed off his family. Then he's shown how much he going to be fighting for the country. He definitely left his discipline and loyalty to the country. That's what basic idea of showing meanings of each patterns. Then all the things that you're reading it and the purpose of we have spiritual aspects of the pattern when you're doing it. Like even Paul 100 times you be crucified, he will never die. Meaning of that is how much he's shown. And as a martial artist, we look at it, his attitude toward his life. He never obeyed another king. He just stay in one person. He's shown a loyalty. That's not loyalty for just a friend or your country. You shown it to your wife and husband, your friend with you. That all that is related to just like we're living in the modern days. And then I hope you can be, especially like a master's or you coming to the instructor level is a high level. You have to totally study a little bit more depth on why you're teaching the pattern, what benefit they gain, when you test it to them, and how you're going to explain, how you motivating, how you be a teacher as be a good model, example of your student. They look at you as a model, they look at as your teacher, they look at as your mentor. Your action is everything to do with your own student. Therefore, whatever you're doing, not just merely say, do a block or a kick and a fight. You give them as a purpose, try to influence them as a more with teaching them the understanding, discipline, respect. Those are more important than person just doing a double kick, triple kick. He knows how to live papping the other guys. That's not the. If that's the case, martial art never been handed down to this far. They have more than just only physical part of the training. You see the many of them, the olden days, we have different part of the martial arts coming in the kickoff from the original traditional martial arts. They just fade away, coming and go as a wind. Traditional martial arts never going away is because only reason is you teaching the more of the spiritual aspects and discipline, respect. That's what the stay over to all this year's time. Then I know you have that attitude. That's why you're here to testing. I'm very proud of every individual. I hope you give it to the best knowledge you can be to improve yourself to. Not only physical matter, improve your attitude, your family, or your own country, or your own friends, even your working place, everything, whatever you're doing. Give it a good example as a master's or you as a martial artist. I'm very thankful for everybody and every student. I have a testing time. There is thousands of black belts passing through. But there is a few masters or a few black belts that stay what they learn, coming and go as coming, but someone who stay last long. I hope you can benefit from what you start out with a martial artist until you go away and still you'll be martial artist. Just like we training this far, that's not that much matter, the technical matters, just like you don't remember combination of few things. That's not the matter. Matter is how well you're executing. Even one strong, one punch or one kicks you attain, that is a self-defense. You know, million techniques are very unfocused to know how to what the purpose you're doing it. then it's not the value. I believe that everything you do as a high belt means anyone, Chunji Hyung, we're doing it together with a white belt. You can show them you as a teacher, you're different than that each movement. That's what I believe that each high belt or master means. And then only to look at it as I'm doing, a master means that you're old person. Grandmaster means more older than masters. Because when he's coming to grandmaster, I don't believe he's physically as fit as a master's or younger student, a fourth degree or second degree. Physical level is you pass through that already. Always I mention, physicalness is going away and fade away, but your spiritual stay with until even you pass away. Your knowledge, your spiritual stay alive, and you hand it down to the next generation. I hope you return to your country same as you can able to the influence to your student as the martial artist, not as teaching as a sport. I mentioned all the time, sport is different than martial art is. First, sport is your goal is achieve, attain, and champion title of the world or locally, whatever you want is that is the ultimate goal is a sport. Martial art is as a common person, spiritual aspects, you come a better person to until you pass away. You never finish your goal as a person. We can always more improve ourselves to how to understanding others. That's not easy. Even myself still, I don't think I'm achieved the Taekwondo aims to achieve yet. Even our pledge or 5 EMA principle, everything is what you're reading, really thinking about it each time you're reading it, even our pledge. That's how typical it can be. Self-control is, are you really not never losing your temperament? Really you can able to handle, you control yourself to your own impulse? Even thinking that, until you go away for your life, still you're never gonna be accomplished complete. Humans have never made it to the perfect. We always not a perfect, therefore we want to try to improve ourselves. And I hope you can understand that, and you can able to little bit more reading the books, not only my books or anything. You can generally overlook at the spiritual aspects. All that is to make you a little bit more as a teacher, the more intellectual way, not just only merely how my student earned the medals or championship title. I used to be when I was young, yes, I did a very important purpose of doing the physical things. I want to be my student a world champion. I want to be my student to be doing it better than anybody else and the fight. That was all because of my younger, naive. I never thought, as I'm getting older, I see the purpose I'm teaching. That's why even our school, there is nobody gonna be going to go competition. I don't pushing that direction no longer. Then change the whatever time is passing through, then everything has changed. But now I'm old person as a 77 years old. Comparison with any 77 is I'm very fit. Still I can do most of the techniques other than in the jumping ability is anticipated, but still I'm physically pretty fit, and also stay in 6 days a week teaching, 3 classes a week, and all this kind of things, and to maintain my level of the condition. And I hope you can do that too. Stay. I be your good model. I be your good mentor. You can see me, Grandmaster Joe can do that. I can do also. And then I know even Mr. Holt, over 60 years old, coming, doing it, changing a day, night. I know how hard it is under these, totally under pressure. Every one of them, you guys said. Nervousness. After this, I know you go to sleep well. I know the last couple of days, you can't sleep well. What am I going to answer? How I'm going to be saved? I know even you back over your mind, everything perfectly answered, perfectly memorized. Because under your certain pressure, then you forgot everything. I know that. I've been going through that too. That's why I always mention, give you the more of the comfort. Anyone coming to testing, I told them, don't worry about it, relax, do it as you can do best. And also, I'm always to be not worried to the hurting the people, even hurt yourself. Martial arts give it to the your healthier person, your mind and body as to be more peaceful within yourself. That's what really your goal should be. Your biggest enemy is always I mention yourself. There is nobody, no other than you is enemy is bigger than that. That's why you can control yourself. That means you be master. I wish I can be reached that level. Then I be more contented. I have a more of the peace for myself. I hope for you all that. I'm just really proud of every one of you should proud of yourself. Everybody, give a big hand for the people who testing for that. Good. Also, you can see never giving up, indomitable spirit, and Mrs. Karkades, she got actually busted out. The spinal cord is a 3 and 4. She just shot into the corrosion shot, even hardly walk, even go through the without giving up, try to stay on the floor, even slow or whatever each technique. That's very difficult. Even I told her don't sit. She's still doing it everything and whatever she can possible. We gotta give a big hand for her spiritual. Also, I mentioned that we have also ladies over here sitting. Dr. Kazman, actually Professor Kazman, Professor Chan. She's also going through the serious problem. Is second time she went to operation. And then we want to give a big hand for she returned back again, back to normal. Hopefully see her in the classes soon. Give a big hand for her. Then I like to be thank you for all the judges, and always they give a big hand to the school. Then I hope they can able to the benefit as much as what I get benefit out of it. Then right there, Mr. Menarov is always he's bring the camera, to put it up to taking a photo, put him in the internet. Even you can see the YouTube last time he tested. I saw that there. He uploaded there and they give it to you guys and look at. Give a big hand for Mr. Menarov. They always helping even my computer program problem. Even this morning I received something I can't open. Then he coming in, Dr. Kazman helped to open the printing. And I really appreciated that. I'm not knowledgeable for my computer. I even hate my phone keep on change. I like to stay with the one phone for 20 years. I should stay with it. Manual is much easier than all this new technology. And also Danny's, and I mentioned that he's a really big boy, and I never thought he grew this big. He started with a Panther 3.5 years old, then he maintained it there and all the way. I'm very proud of him too. On top of that age, small people want themselves never gonna stick around. I think their parents are more disciplined than children's. Their kids, I don't want to do anymore. How difficult it can be stay and 10 to 15 years of training. That's not easy task, especially martial artists. And I'm very proud of that. Also, just started little Miss Manda Nate. She's also second-degree black belt. She's been with me almost 6 years. She's pushing, look like a little kid, but she's a little bit mature than most of the kids. Then hopefully continue pushing and give a big hand for Amanda too. Once more, thank you everything.